Rich Tehrani with TMC. We're at CES 2013. Thanks for watching. On our program, Bill Strand. We're in the Magellan booth. And Bill, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. Glad to have you here.
We're thrilled as well. Can you walk us through what you're showing people here in the booth?
Absolutely. The newest thing we have here is the Smart GPS. And what makes this different than what you've seen before is before we've had a P&D and it's in a nice little black box and it's self-contained. The Smart GPS is really just a portal, a window into an entire ecosystem which links your smartphone, your GPS in the car, as well as your computer on your desk. And so really there's a cloud that's connecting all of these together, and that holds your personal data, and that allows us to bring in dynamic content so the information you're getting is always up to date. Now over here, I'm going to have Rama come up and he's going to demonstrate some things on the Smart GPS, and you'll notice it's a little bit different than your standard GPS. It's got these squares over here. Now what that is dynamic content that's always updating with relation to your location. So as your location changes, those squares are going to change. And that's rich content that's given to us by Yelp, Foursquare. You have gas prices on there, you have weather, and you have traffic camera alerts by Phantom Alert, and all of this information updates with relation to your location. And Rum over here is showing how you can change the screen to have some navigation, and then you can have all of these squares depending on how much information you want to get at the time. Now you notice over here, let's pick up the smartphone here. We've got a Smart GPS app. And on this app, you once again have these tiles that have this updating information. And the thing that's different about this than your normal smartphone app, you've got Yelp on your smartphone, you've got Foursquare on your smartphone, gas and all that. But in this one, we aggregate it together and you have all of that information at the same time. And that way, you don't have to go into each one of these apps. And we call this an aggregation and a push, because you don't have to ask for the information, it's given to you. So maybe you're going down the street and you want to find, and you don't know that you're looking for something, these things are constantly updating and giving you new things to find. So if we go over here and we find that this is set up to CES, that's great. So anyway, we have Off the Edge Salon. I have no idea, maybe that interests me, maybe not, but Piero's, you know what, I like that. I'm hungry. I never knew that there's something like that existed, but here it's pushed it to me, and so if I'm curious, I can check it out. And look at that, I even get a newbie special. Let's check it out. So that's the push. Now, this integration with our smartphone app is you can do your research on the app, and when you say, I'm going to send it to my Smart GPS, there it is, sent to your Smart GPS. You can do the same thing with the desktop computer. And what this does is it makes it very easy for you to do your research and your planning on the device that's best for it. If I want to do a road trip, I want to do it on the computer that has a large screen. And if I can plan it out there, and I can send it to the cloud, which is then going to push it to my Smart GPS. If I'm walking around or at work and I want to do some research on my phone here, then I can do that. And when I get to the car, I can just send it to the Smart GPS. And so the devices which are best suited for being mobile and walking around, for being in the car, or being at home at my desk are used for their purposes, and they all work together.
So really GPS is becoming location-based information portal.
That's exactly right. It's no longer point A to point B, it's all about where you are and everything that's around you, and we bring that to you.
Really accessing that rich information, and so you've really, at some point you decided, okay, we've got this big competition coming from Google and Apple, let's look at how we can expand GPS into new areas that are more useful, maybe take it to the next level.
Right, it's a subtle but very important shift as to what GPS is. It's not about where you're going, it's about where you are at that moment. And it's finding adventures where you are, things you weren't thinking about looking for.
I think we've all been there where you're driving down the road and you're looking for something quick and you don't know that you're right by something, and you look on your screen and you realize that, oh, just on the other side of this road is this restaurant that I would like to go to.
Exactly, that's right. And things like gas prices. You know the gas prices around where you live, where you work, but the gas prices in between, usually you're not aware of. This one, it's going to give you the cheapest gas price wherever you are, including in the middle of that freeway trip.
Excellent. What's next?
Next is over here. We're going to go to the our standard P&D. There is still a large market for the P&D, and so we're going to continue our focus on the P&D market with a number of units from 4.3 to 5-inch screens to 7-inch screens. And you can see what we've got here is we've got a wireless backup camera that works seamlessly with the GPS. So we're actually helping you when you get in the car until you get out of the car. Get in the car, drive out safely from the driveway, and do your navigation. When you get to work, it's going to help you park. Parallel parking has never been so easy.
Great.
And going on, this is we have a complete line of RV and truck units. And you see we have them in the large screen size as well as the smaller screen size. And this has this software specifically for RVers and for truckers. So,
excellent.
and we're going to go across the way over here. One of the things that Magellan has done very well is the outdoor space. This is a space where you need a device that's rugged and bright, and something you can take for a trip 1 week up into the Sierras, and you know it's not going to fail on you. So we have a full line. You'll see a full line over here of GPS, handheld GPSs from entry level up until the top of the line, which has turn-by-turn navigation and touchscreen, color screen, and it's going to get you all the way up into the mountains and back again.
And you've got some for geocaching too, I see.
We do. There's a special one for geocaching. Many families love to go out geocaching, but sometimes it's hard to get one of these rugged outdoor units. You can do the geocaching, but it doesn't lend itself to easy geocaching. The Explorers GC does that and opens up geocaching to families and kids. And it's a nice Sunday afternoon out.
Excellent. Anything else we should know about?
Oh, one more thing. Let's go over here to GPS Fitness. In fact, I'd like to introduce you to Mike Maxon, who I'd love to tell
Hey, Mike.
you about.
Hello there. Nice to meet you.
Watches.
Nice to meet you too. Rich Tehrani here. Tell me what you're showing us.
So, Rich, we're showing our GPS fitness devices. And so what we have Switch and Switch Up. So these fitness devices use GPS to tell the user their speed, distance, pace. They also work with heart rate monitors, so you can get your heart rate. They inform the user of how fast they're going, what their time is, their distance, and they also record all this information, onto the device, and so you can upload and look at it on a website.
Excellent. Anything new, or is this? How long has this product been out?
So we announced this product last year at CES, and we shipped it in July. And so, this year we're just telling the product story some more, getting some new dealers, and just really informing the customers a little bit more about Switch.
And I can see that on the watch here, you can just set it for trail run or road run, right, and different things like that.
Yeah, that's one of the really nice features about this watch, is that it works not only great for running, but you can also use it for cycling, you can use it for skiing, you can use it for all of your outdoor activities. It's a really versatile, customizable device.
I notice it has vibration alerts. What sorts of alerts could it vibrate on, or based on what information?
Yeah, so what it does is let's say you can set it up so if you drift outside of a heart rate zone, for example, the watch will vibrate very much like a mobile phone. So this comes in handy when you're in a race environment, or if you're with a large group. Rather than having your watch beeping at you all the time, it'll vibrate. Some other features that the Vibrates alerts work with is you can set it up to auto lap. So at every mile, the watch will vibrate and it'll show you how long it took you to run that mile.
Years ago, I had a smartwatch. It was a Sunto smartwatch. It was a Tissot High T smartwatch, and it had to vibrate based on my calendar. and I thought that was an awesome awesome ability for a watch to have, and I haven't found a vibrating watch since, so it's kind of cool that you have that.
Yeah, no, it's probably one of the more valuable features. Some other things that the Switch Up has, in addition to vibrates alerts, is things like a barometric altimeter. So GPS will give you your elevation, but the elevation is relatively accurate. But it's that much more accurate once you have a barometric altimeter in there. It also has a temperature sensor, so it'll tell you the outside temperature, and it'll record that into the data file. So when you go back and you look at your performance from a run a year ago, you think, boy, why was I so slow? Well, it's because it was 95 degrees on that day. So it's helpful for comparison purposes.
Excellent. Anything else we should know?
I think that's about it. It's available. It's in all the major stores across the country. So check out Switch.
Thanks. Have a great show.
Thanks a lot.